Hello everyone, my name is Cody Fincham. Today I'm going to talk to you about golf course safety and risk management. Golf has become one of the leaders in lawsuits per sport because of the many different aspects that go into controlling risk. It is important for every golf course to have a safety and risk management plan in order to run as effective and efficient as possible. Though there are areas of golf that cannot be controlled, it is important to monitor the controllable factors. The controllable areas we're going to focus on are facilities, hazards, equipment, staff, players and participants, and spectators. The first area I'm going to talk to you about is facilities. The facilities of a golf course will include the clubhouse, driving range, and the course itself. The main aspects of the driving range that would need to be monitored would be the spacing between the mats and the safety netting to prevent balls from entering the course. The course itself has many different aspects that need to be monitored. Different factors would include cart paths, benches, valve covers, tee boxes, stairways to tee boxes, and the overall condition of the course due to weather conditions. The risk management plan for the facilities of a golf course on a day-to-day basis would be given to all staff members through a checklist of many different aspects that they need to monitor throughout the day. The clubhouse checklist would include conditions of the bathroom, conditions of the stairs, locker room facilities, and other aspects along those lines. Inspecting the driving range would include making sure the conditions of the mats are in good shape, the spacing between each mat is sufficient, and the netting around the range is in good shape as well. Also making sure proper signage is posted so that golfers know where to stand and where to hit the ball to prevent any injuries. The golf course inspection will be performed by all maintenance staff throughout the day. Grass would need to be mowed often, bunkers raked, and checking the overall conditions of the course. One big cause of lawsuits in golf is golfers slipping on wet conditions on the course. Puddles on the course need to be roped off, and signs need to be posted near slippery areas. Also, driving carts over the wet condition. Driving carts over wet conditions can damage the course and cause a lot of injuries. So it's important as a golf course manager to limit golf carts to cart path only during wet conditions. Many lawsuits are caused by a golfer hitting another golfer with his ball. While many times this cannot be controlled, there are ways a course manager can maintain this issue. A word that is used to aware others of a ball coming in their direction is for. Courses need to promote this word and educate golfers on how to use it. Also, how to react when hearing the word. Players also need to know where to stand while playing. If a golfer of the same group is hitting, all players should stand behind that player. Players also should never walk into another fairway without being aware of where all golfers on that hole are located. Another issue is balls being hit outside of the course and into other properties or nearby roads. This issue can be maintained by putting up nets or large trees where balls could possibly enter a neighboring property. Tee boxes can also be placed in positions that make it difficult for golfers to hit it outside of the course. Another hazard is weather conditions. Major storms can be extremely dangerous for golfers. Golf course managers need to warn golfers of potential serious storms and monitor when people are allowed to golf during bad conditions. Managers should always be following future weather conditions throughout the day and know when the course should be shut down or delayed. The next section I'm going to talk about is equipment. All equipment needs to be inspected by staff daily to make sure everything is in great condition. Most incidents occur because the equipment hasn't been properly maintained. A proper rental agreement needs to be signed by all golfers choosing to rent golf carts. This contract would state that they will drive the cart properly, have a valid driver's license, are over the age of 21, and assume all injury risks caused by improper driving of the cart. Most accidents with golf carts occur by people between the ages of 18 and 21. So we believe by enforcing a minimum age requirement to drive the cart would lower the amount of accidents. Next, I'm going to talk about the staff. It's essential in limiting the risk associated with the course through a properly trained staff. All departments of the course would need to be trained differently to know what to be aware of and how to properly maintain their own department. Each employee will need to go through extensive training courses to know how to manage their department and limit any risk. A monthly meeting could be held with all employees in each department. This meeting would include all incidents and safety concerns that have occurred over the past month and how the department should solve each issue. Next section is players and participants. It is important to accommodate all different types of participants as a golf course manager. One area of concern is accommodating players with a disability. There needs to be specialized rules for players with disabilities. Courses should have ramps going into the clubhouse and specialized parking to accommodate people with these disabilities. Many people with a disability will go to spectate major golf tournaments, and it is important to accommodate them accordingly to limit any risks the course may have. Another way of limiting risk of any issues is to promote proper golf etiquette on the course by listing proper golf etiquette on the scorecard or on the different signs throughout the course. It could educate people on how to act and limit some risk they may have. Proper golf etiquette would include letting faster groups play ahead of you if you're playing a little bit slower, staying quiet on the course while others are hitting, using the word "for" if a ball is heading in another person's direction, and limiting the amount of players per group to 4. Alcohol consumption also needs to be limited on the course. Any alcohol not purchased at the course should be prohibited, and a limit of alcohol per round will also be implemented. To enforce this, the course can have a starter check the amount of alcohol a group brings onto the course. It's been reported that over 50% of power cart accidents were caused by people that consumed alcohol. So by limiting the amount of alcohol a golfer can have, the course will limit the amount of accidents they'll have as well. The last section is spectators. Spectators are categorized into two main groups. First one is normal playing round spectators, and there's also tournament spectators. Normal round spectators need to be educated by staff on where to stand while watching the group play. The number of spectators also needs to be limited to 1 per group. This will help speed up play and limit the risk the course has of any accidents of people messing around with their group. Tournament spectators are limited on where they can go by where the grandstands are set up and the ropes are set up that line the course. It's important that the course set up the ropes 15 to 20 yards away from each fairway, tee box, and green. A meeting can be held prior to each major tournament with course directors and tournament directors, and they just need to analyze the expected amount of spectators that are going to be attending the tournament and determine the proper placement of grandstands and ropes. Spectators that are walking need to be educated on where to be throughout the round so they do not get hurt. The course's written policy can be written down for each spectator when entering the course. They also must sign an assumption of risk form, especially if they're not familiar with the game of golf and have little experience on the course. After each day of tournament, meetings can be held to discuss any issues that occurred throughout the day and an action plan to solve them. This concludes our presentation on golf course safety and risk management. I appreciate you listening.